Welcome back to the Business Psychology Hub channel. This video will present another key decision-making theorist and who they would be if they were a rap star. One of my favourite decision theorists is the multifaceted Philip Tetlock, whose body of work represents an intersection between psychology, political science and organisational behaviour. Tetlock is a superstar researcher who has published on a broad array of decision-making topics. For now, we'll briefly review his social functionalist frameworks. In his social functionalist frameworks, Tetlock outlines multiple thought worldviews that people can draw upon that represent fundamentally different types of rationality. After all, humans in everyday life face an array of very different challenges. Each thought worldview outlined by Tetlock is based upon very different types of goals and rationality that help an individual in a particular aspect of their life. Most of us associate rationality with information seeking and applying a cost-benefit analysis to make the best use of resources. Tetlock labels this as the intuitive economist approach. The intuitive economist approach focuses on using resources wisely and, in a business context, the ultimate intuitive economist objective is to maximize profit. Tetlock notes that while people often rationally pursue resource allocation goals, that a fundamentally different type of rationality is required when we seek to make decisions based upon a moral code. Tetlock calls his moral focus worldview the intuitive theologian approach. The intuitive theologian approach is focused on protecting sacred values. A primary objective of this approach is to ensure that everyone behaves morally. The intuitive theologian approach has a social focus and can define even the thought or mention of breaking a sacred value as being a taboo. Furthermore, the intuitive theologian approach can seek out extreme punishment for individuals who are involved in breaking taboos. Seeking protection against free riders who scam the system requires us to draw upon another very different type of thought worldview. Tetlock's intuitive prosecutor worldview focuses cognitive resources on detecting and punishing those that cheat the legitimised rules and social conventions. The objective of the intuitive prosecutor worldview is to close loopholes and to ensure that there's no free riders. At different times in our life, to ensure that we're able to negotiate the wider range of life challenges, our cognitions reflect the different worldviews outlined by Tetlock. To be clear, each thought worldview is associated with a fundamentally different style of thinking. It is likely that we demonstrate different brain activity patterns when we're using an intuitive economist approach than when we're using an intuitive theologian approach or an intuitive prosecutor approach. In the workplace, for example, we can use an intuitive economist worldview when making budgeting or sales decisions, apply an intuitive theologian worldview when taking a strong stance against workplace racism or sexism, and apply an intuitive prosecutor worldview when assessing whether policies and procedures are being followed. I'm associating Tetlock with Jay-Z, a multi-talented rap star. Jay-Z has won numerous Grammy Awards and is also a successful entrepreneur with an estimated net worth of over $500 million. In his rap art, Jay-Z acknowledges the different worldviews outlined by Tetlock. For example, in some lyrics, Jay-Z demonstrates intuitive economist thinking with a focus on making money. In other lyrics, Jay-Z demonstrates intuitive prosecutor thinking with little tolerance for free riders. Jay-Z, in other lyrics, displays an acute awareness of the intuitive theologian approach, openly questioning who has the right to define sacred values or label taboos. Tetlock and Jay-Z both provide examples of the benefits of having a multi-dimensional approach to life. They're both also married to superstars in their own right. Professor Barbara Mellers in the case of Tetlock and Beyonce in the case of Jay-Z. Much respect to Jay-Z and Phil T. Understanding that there are different types of rationality can provide insights into how to achieve business goals. For example, sometimes different organisational units or different business stakeholders can't see eye to eye. Hours of business meetings do not resolve differences because the stakeholders are ultimately seeking different business objectives and pursuing business goals with fundamentally different rationality criteria. Being able to understand and acknowledge different worldview perspectives is one of the keys of successfully managing politics. Successful marketing, sales and customer service also requires an understanding of the broad array of customer needs, concerns and objectives. Tetlock's social functionalist frameworks can help with the creation of a strategy that accounts for diverse customer and stakeholder needs. Understanding the primary objectives and the way of thinking of stakeholders is also the basis of successful negotiation. In a world where business environments are becoming increasingly more socially complex, Tetlock's theory provides insights into how to manage people through understanding their objectives and ways of thinking. In the next video, find out which decision-making theorist is associated with the rapper 50 Cent. If you're interested in this business psychology course, please subscribe to this channel.